Well, when we started raising sugar beets here in the 80s, we bought an electronic thinner. Nearly all farmers in the late 70s and 80s would have electronic thinners. And so you didn't have to block the beets, but there was still a lot of hand weeding. I hadn't decided yet what I was going to do for a career. I mean, I was hoping to stay in agriculture. I loved farming, and I loved chemistry. I had a high school teacher that turned me on to chemistry, and I don't know why, but anyway, it happened. My advisor at the university, Utah State University, was also my scoutmaster, so he was a good personal friend. Anyway, and I told him what I was interested in. He said, "I've got the man I want to have you meet." So I went and talked to a new professor. Maybe he'd been there a year. I can't remember, or this was his first year. And it was Dr. Jack Evans. And as I talked to him, he said, "Well, what are you interested in?" I said, "Well, I'm really interested in agriculture, farming, as well as chemistry." And he smiled and he said, "This is what you ought to do." I decided to go to graduate school, and with this this professor's help, I decided on Illinois. And while I was there, I had a wonderful experience in graduate school. I really enjoyed it. And my professor, who was, at least at that time, was, I would say, one of the top few professors in the nation relative to weed control, weed science. And so actually I graduated from Illinois in 1975 in agronomy with a weed science specialty, but my curriculum was really biochemistry, chemistry, plant physiology, and soil science. I mean, I really did a lot with chemistry, biochemistry. My advisor and I had talked about some specific work for my PhD dissertation work. But a little later, after a year or two, he found out about a new chemical called glyphosate. We decided that I was going to start working with this new chemical. I mean, until Roundup became a part of our culture with sugar beets in this area, why we had hand labor in nearly every sugar beet field, weeding. And weeds really make a big difference in the production for the sugar beet. Yeah, well, my expertise, what I got my college degree in and my graduate degree, was weed science. And so that's my specialty. When I came here to Idaho, in 1981, I had two major crops to work with. One was potatoes and one was sugar beets. And I helped develop the weed control systems for those two crops in Idaho and help throughout the United States as well. I think most of us understand what EPA is. Actually, EPA was just formed by Congress just a year or two before I started my graduate work. They help guide the chemical companies in developing labels that guide how the pesticide should be used. And I'm using pesticide as a very broad term. It includes insecticides and herbicides, and the EPA is a separate entity from our chemical industry that synthesizes and develops, does all of the research on our pesticides, and that's true with pharmaceuticals, etc. Of course, pharmaceuticals go through FDA instead of EPA.
And when Lloyd was doing research for chemical companies, we would have audits periodically from EPA. They would come in and look at all the books and see how we conducted research and see if it was according to good laboratory practices and if it was see if we were doing things the right way.
About 40 years ago and 30 years ago, we were, like Cheryl said, have been directly involved in the food safety kinds of research in this until I retired. So from 1988, when EPA formulated what they called GLP, Good Laboratory Practices, which was specifically about food safety. From 1988 until I retired, we worked a lot with this food safety thing. I, my wife, and I think our community generally really want good, nutritious, and safe food. And like we were talking about earlier, how do you find really the truth about that? And in agriculture, you need to maybe go talk to someone like Lloyd Haderlie, seriously, that has been involved with the food safety and the science. It's hard to find the truth, but we can. And definitely, we as farmers and as researchers in agriculture want to raise good, nutritious crops. One of the things I was thinking about while we were talking here is that farmers, they are the best ecologists in the world. They are very good stewards. I've worked with hundreds of farmers all over the country, but mostly in Idaho and Montana, Washington, Oregon, with crop injury investigations. That's been one of my main opportunities. It's been a wonderful experience for me to get to know all these farmers. But generally, they're wonderful stewards and sharp. They're helping drive the safety in our food.